Hello everyone, my name is Mohammed. I'm going to give you a quick demo of the Currency Exchange Planner. The first screen is where we can input our currencies. The software allows up to 4 currencies. One is the Iraqi dinar, Iranian rial, Zimbabwe dollar, and the last is the Vietnamese dong. Now we're going to enter some numbers here with the Iraqi dinar and just see how it works. Now first thing is the software, the base rates are in US dollars, and software allows up to 2 different currency pairs. Now, let's say the initial rate is going to be $3.91 on the Iraqi dinar, and let's say, for example, we have 50 notes. We can enter that in, and it shows us our estimated amount is $4,887,500 US dollars. If we were in Canada, that would be 6.5 million Canadian dollars. Now if I click on the net worth screen, it will give you a tabulation of all 4 of the different currencies, including the different exchange times and the total net worth down at the bottom. Now if I go back to the start here, let's say for example, out of our 50 notes, we only exchanged 10 notes on the first exchange, and we exchanged 40, and we know that the rate will increase, and let's say we project an increase of $8. That will give us 8 million over here. If I go back to my net worth screen, we now have 8.9 million US, or let's say 12 million Canadian dollars. So that makes it very easy we can make changes and we can see it on the fly. Okay, we're going to move to the next tab, which is the debt planning tab. So I'm going to work with US dollars as my base. Now, from our previous calculation, we had 8.9 million US dollars. Now, the first option is taxes. Let's say if I wanted to block 40% for my taxes, which will be 3.5 million US. I can put that in another bank account and just keep it there. You can, or you can just leave it as 0 and then you settle your taxes later. Okay, but let's say for example I just put in 40% now. It shows us our new total net worth is now down to 5.3 million US. Now let's say my house, I want to pay off my house, is 250,000. The totals get adjusted immediately. Now the next tab is the gold and silver planning tab. Let's say I want to buy a percentage of my net worth in gold. Let's say, for example, 10% I want to buy in gold, and I want to buy 10% in silver. Or maybe we want to change that to 20% in silver. Or we don't want any gold, we just want to buy silver. It's flexible. So 20% would basically give us 1 million US dollars is our budget to go buy in silver. And immediately it gives us our total net worth, recalculates. So now we're down to 4 million US dollars on our exchanged amount. Okay, moving right along, we're going to get to the next tab, which is the future planning tab, which is one of my favorites actually. We know right now our new net worth total is 4.1 million US, and let's say I want to buy a new house. I want to get a very nice house, and my price in mind is 1 million US dollars for that house. And at the same time, I want to take that trip around the world that I've always dreamed about. And let's say that trip around the world is going to cost me about 75,000. And at the same time, we want to go on a shopping spree for, say, about $5,000. Let's say, for example, if you got medical things to do, doctor, dentist, whatever you like. You can also list other categories down here under miscellaneous. So basically, these are things that you plan to buy in the future, and you just want to see how much money you'll actually have left over. Maybe I will not have enough currency, and maybe instead of a $1 million house, I'll have to downgrade to 500,000. So you can play with the numbers, and then things change on the fly. Now one thing is that on each page there's a little notes here, and when I put my cursor or my mouse over it, it'll give you further instructions on how to use the software. So I'm going to leave these transactions here. And I'm going to go to the next tab, which is the charity planning, which is another very nice tab. Now we have 3.5 million left over, and so let's say I want to give a donation to my community church or mosque. Let's say total of let's say $10,000. We can put that in. I want to help my school. Let's say another $2,000. We can enter in environmental charities or animal charities, health charities, education charities, international charities, or we can put in charities that are not listed here, and it'll give you the calculations. Now let's say we also want to help our family, and let's say my uncle, okay, let's just call him Uncle Tom here. I want to give him, let's say, 5,000, and my aunt, let's say Aunt Mary, she's much better than Uncle Tom, so I want to give her 8,000, and let's say my cousin, okay, let's say $1,000. So basically, these are the people that we plan to help after RV or family gifting. You know, you can either give them a currency note, dinar note, or you can give them the money after you have exchanged it. So you can list down your family members, up to 15 here, and it'll automatically recalculate and give you a new net worth total, which is now we have 3.5 million, 3,200 US dollars after our calculations from our charity planning and our future planning. Okay, the next tab is called investments, and this will help you with your planning for making money come back in. Right now, the previous tabs we've been basically having money go out the door. We've been buying things, giving money to charities, giving to our family, paying all for debts, but there's no money coming in. So this is actually something very important, and if we want to have a lifetime of retirement with our RV money, we need to basically have some sources of income coming in that will always be replenishing the money going out. Now, ideally, you want to find some solid investments, preferably in banking. So what I advise is from your total net worth after your calculations, you can take around 10 or 20%. Let's say I put in 20%, that we can take that money and invest it. So right now, 20% of 3.5 million would be 700,000, and let's say I put let's say 300,000 of that into an investment that's going to give me back estimated around 10% return per year. That'll be about 30,000. And now the three options that I put in here are high risk investments, medium risk investments, and low to no risk investments. So let's say we have another type of investment, for example, that's going to give us back a return of maybe 9%, or let's say 8%. And we have now a balance here of 400,640. So let's say I put in here 200,000. Sorry, 200,000. Okay, so that'll give us a return of about 16,000 per year. And then the balance, the 200,640, I'm going to put that into maybe a bond or a treasury bill, something that will pretty much guarantee that I'll have the money by the end of the year. Usually those will pay a smaller percentage, let's say 5%. Now I have a total of 3 investments that are going, so I'm going to put 3 here, which shows me my average per year, per annum, is about 7.67%. And I'm making a yearly income of $56,032. My monthly income would be roughly $4,600, and so that we have to now think: will that be enough to settle our monthly expenses? So if not, then maybe we need to be investing more. Let's say I put in 30%. Now we have an additional 350 here. So let's say I have another 150,000 in another program that gives me 10%. The balance I'm going to put down here: 200, 320, 5%. So now we have total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is now giving me on $1 million that we have invested. We're going to be getting roughly this. Remember, this is all estimated because we cannot forecast. We can only forecast the returns. We cannot guarantee. We don't know the actual returns until it comes through. But give us about $6,754 per month, which is not bad. Money coming in. So even if we have money going out, we still have money coming in, and this is something you can play around with. That you can see your expenses from the money that you're going out, and then those that are coming in. Okay, the next tab is what I call the bank balance tab, and this will help you in long-term planning. Now, we see on the top our balance so far is down to $2,452,240, and if we were to check over 10 years, this amount will basically last us 10 years. Providing that we're spending 20,000 ringgit per month, or 245,254 per year. Now, ideally, we want our RV money, exchange money, to last as long as possible. So let's say I change this to 25 years. Then that means if we're spending an average of, let's say, $98,090 per year, or $8,174 per month, we can make that 2.4 or 2.5 million last for 25 years. Now, that's not factoring inflation and surprise expenses and all kinds of stuff. But if we want the money to last longer, we're going to have to actually make some changes along the way. So maybe whether in our debt planning, actually we didn't even factor taxes for all those years as well. That's another thing. But let's say we want to downgrade our quantities here. Let's say our silver purchases, we even put it down to 5%. Future planning, let's say we don't even buy that new house, we just live in the same house, and instead of going around the world, we go halfway. So let's say 40,000, and that 5,000 shopping spree we cut down to 3,000. Charity planning, we still want to help our church, mosque, or temple. Still want to help the school, but Uncle Tom, let's say we cut him down to about 2,500, 3,000 for Aunt Mary, and our dear old cousin we take off the list. So now you can see our total is coming back up, and our investment area will leave, but come back to our bank balance. So now we have about 3.3 million. So if let's say we want an average of let's say $5,000 a month. Say I type 50 years here. That gives me about 5,600. So by a few little changes, we can actually stretch our money. So this is the point of this spreadsheet, is for us to play and see the different things that we can adjust and make changes to before we actually start throwing out the money and find out that at the end of the day there's actually nothing left for us. So So that's the spreadsheet. There's some additional pages here, additional tabs. One is the investment planning guide. I give you some ideas, suggestions, a little bit of advice that you can use for the future. There's a bank planning tab, which I also give you examples of how you can structure your bank accounts. And the security planning tab is basically pre and post RV security advice. And that basically is the currency exchange planner. I hope you like this short tour. If you have any questions, you're welcome to contact me through my Facebook page or through the Yahoo comment, or you can send me an email through my website, www.currencyexchangeplanner.com, or currencyexchangeplanner@gmail.com. You can send me an email. Okay, thanks everyone. Have a nice day.